Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kali.alexandria and I'm so excited to have you guys here with me. Today we are talking about a little bit more of a sensitive and controversial topic, but nonetheless it has to be talked about, especially as women. So I'm just sitting down, I got my little water. I will link this water bottle on Amazon. It's my favorite purchase as of recently, so I will link this for you guys. It comes in multiple colors and it's under $20, I believe. It's super cute. I love it. So I'm just sitting down to have a girl chat with you guys. So I'm so excited for this video and to share my experience on this topic. But before we get started, make sure you guys like this video if you enjoy topics and videos like this, and make sure you subscribe because I post videos every single Wednesday, and ring the bell so you can get notified every time I post. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So obviously going off of birth control, and the topic around birth control is a big decision, and you have to consult your doctor and all of that. And I just want to preface this video by saying I am in no way a professional. I am not going to give you guys advice on this topic. I am just gonna speak directly of my experience, because whenever I was going off of birth control, when I was making that decision, I watched so many videos just like this one. So I'm just hoping that this video could help you guys as well. But it's official. It has officially been 1 year since I have been off of the pill or a hormonal birth control, which is crazy to me. I actually made a video this time last year talking about my experience going off for just 1 month, so I will link that up here for you guys to check out. Highly recommend watching that one. But I will say I wanted to make this follow-up video to talk about it a little bit more, because they do say going off of birth control kind of takes your body like 3 months to actually adjust and re-regulate, if you will. So I thought I would make this video. So like I said, I was on the pill for more than 8 years, which is absolutely crazy to me. I was an early teen whenever I went on the pill, and I just want to talk a little bit more about why I went on the pill in the first place. Getting all tongue-tied here. So I started in my early 20s just because it was recommended by my doctor for my acne. I have always struggled with acne, and I still struggle with acne at the age of 24. And back then, you really just listened to whatever the doctors told you, especially at that age. I honestly didn't know any better about birth control or anything of that nature. So that is why I initially went on birth control, and honestly, I just stayed on it throughout the years because I always had this little thought in the back of my mind that my acne would come back super bad, and it would just be a whole bad situation. So I actually thought that I would be on birth control for until the time I would get pregnant. And now I'm I have no plans to get pregnant, and I am so happy that I got off of that hormonal medication, because looking back, it made me feel so bad, and I will get into more of that in this video. But as women, we definitely have to make decisions that are going to be best for ourselves and our body. So I just wanted to let you guys know what my experience was. But I will say that your experience could be different than mine, especially going off of a medication like this. It just depends on your body and you as a person. So the main reason I actually decided that I wanted to go off birth control was honestly because I didn't know how my body felt. I didn't know how I felt without being injected with hormones with this birth control. But I do remember throughout the years of being on birth control, I would have mood swings, a low sex drive. I would just feel foggy in the mind. My periods were honestly pretty bad, and I know that differs for everybody going on birth control, but I just felt some pain in my area whenever I would get my period. So I feel like that's not supposed to happen. I don't know. So those were just a few things that I noticeably felt throughout the years that I can kind of compare now being off of it. And honestly, those mood swings were the worst. I have been with my now fiance for 7 years. So I have been with him since I was a teenager, and I feel so bad looking back because I did have really bad mood swings. And I do want to say, I never went off of the pill to get pregnant, and I know a lot of people don't come off the pill until they want to get pregnant, but we use other forms of contraception, but we just don't inject hormones into my body, and that is a decision that you have to make for yourself and with your partner, just depending on your situation. But I am so excited to say now that going off of birth control has been the best decision that I have made for my health and my body and for myself. Noticeably, in the months following of going off of birth control, I instantly felt so much better mentally. I wasn't in a fog anymore. I didn't have crazy mood swings anymore. I didn't have period pain as bad. I will say I was probably regulated after that like 2nd to 3rd month, which is typically what they tell you, especially going off of birth control after so many years. But I had increased sex drive, and there were just so many benefits with going off of the pill for me. And I'm gonna say this again, and I will sound like a broken record, but this really is so different for everybody. So just because I had the experience that I did, it doesn't mean you'll have that same experience. But I just recommend for you guys, if you are thinking about going off of birth control, just binge watch these type of videos on YouTube. That is exactly what I did, just so I kind of knew what was in store for me. But one thing that I really was scared about, and that I touched on a little bit in the beginning of this video, was that I thought I would get super bad acne flare-ups for some reason, because I will be going from a state of my hormones balanced to my hormones crazy again, and I thought that would make my acne flare up, which honestly wasn't the case, because I'm 8 years older now, so my body has changed so much in those years. So I was afraid of that for absolutely nothing. I just feel so good and so confident. I definitely feel like in my fitness journey, I have felt the leanest I have ever felt. I feel like I'm not as bloated anymore, and I am able to get a lot leaner. I feel like there was a state whenever I was on birth control where I felt like I was doing all these exercises and I was treating my body so well, I was eating so well, and I just couldn't like lose weight or get lean. And I really noticed that the months following after coming off birth control, it was super easy, which is crazy. But I know that they do say when you get on birth control, one of the side effects is weight gain. I never really experienced weight gain, so to speak, because I've always been super active. But it's interesting kind of seeing the difference in my body after coming off of it and how that has changed my fitness and health journey. So I did mention this in my previous video, and I will link that for you guys down below if you want to watch that video as well. But I did mention this, and I will say, if you are contemplating getting off of the pill, try to be in a good state in your life. And what I mean by that is making sure there are no like major stressors in your life at that moment, and make sure that you are not going through any like major life changes. Because a big thing for me when I went off the pill, I didn't know how I would be, so I made sure that I really wasn't stressed out that much. And I know that is a lot easier said than done. Life happens, there's things that go on in your life, but it is super important to try not to have any stressors in your life whenever you are making this change, especially if you have been on the pill for quite some time. I was on it for almost a decade, so if you are the same, highly recommend that you guys pick a time in your life where you feel most confident, you feel most happy, and go off at that point, and not sometime whenever you're making major life decisions or during a stressful time in your life, such as, you know, graduating school or starting a new job, getting into your career field, or whatever it may be, moving. There are so many different things. So that is something that I highly recommend that you guys do, and make sure you guys notice that if you are planning to come off of birth control. And then another thing I wanted to address is that your body has been used to this medication for so many years, especially if you are like me and have been on it for so long. So I will say coming off of a medication after that many years will take some adjusting. Your body will have to get used to it. So just make sure that if this is something that you want to do and you want to live a more like holistic lifestyle like I did, I would recommend that try to give it a few months just to see how you do, and if for some reason it's really not working out for you, then you can make that decision to go back on it or consult with your doctor. But I highly recommend you guys just know that it's gonna take some time to adjust, because that's what your body has known for so many years. So I wouldn't just rule it out in like the first like 3 months, and that was my plan all along. Like if it was just not something that I could do in that moment, I would have asked my OBGYN or my doctor on next steps and what I should do. So I just want to throw that out there. But you guys, remember that I am no doctor. I am just sharing my experience about this and how I've really turned my health and wellness into something that is more holistic and better for me and my lifestyle. But that is the end of this video. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I am an open book. I am always here to answer your questions. So either DM me on Instagram or leave them in the comments. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!